welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we will learn about how we can write bulk triggers. So first of all, we need to know why we need to bulkify triggers. Okay. So Salesforce has governor limits. That means you can hit only 150 DML statements in a single transaction, and you can query SOQL, means you can query only 100 SOQL in a single transaction. If it's more than that, you will get an error. That's why bulkification is needed. Okay? So today we will learn how we can bulkify, but before learning, we will take an example of a simple trigger. Means if you are a novice user, so how you will write the code, then how we can convert that into a bulkified trigger. And I will also show you what will happen if we don't bulkify the triggers, and if we hit the corner limit, what kind of error we can get. Okay. So first I will show you how you will write triggers if you don't practice bulkify, if you don't practice bulkification. So let's say I want to update an account, update contact description based on its type. So how you will write? So if you don't know bulkification already, what you will do, you will create a trigger for contact. Let's say I am naming it contact, and then from object I will select contact, and what you will do, you will query on account. There is some why not able to write. Let's open Notepad just to write some code. And one more thing, we can write code inside Salesforce setup as well. So I will write code here. Let me save it first. Code is saved. Now I will go to here on the contact, and here I will see triggers. So we have recently created this trigger. Let me close it because we will be using standard Salesforce setup now. So we will update contact. So you will do trigger.new. So trigger.new is the list. So we will update like this: description, that's it, link to contact account, link to contact account. Now, if since we want to update based on account name, okay, based on account type. So if you write code like this, Prospect. Okay. So if account type is prospect, I want to update contact description. So do you think it will work? No, it will not work because account type is directly not available here. Okay, it will be null if you will run your, if you will try to update, if you try to insert a contact, if you insert a new contact, you will never, this will never be updated like this. Okay, so let me show you an example. First I will create an account with type as prospect. And I will change the name as prospect. Now I will like to create a contact. So this is the description field. So I will create, I will say, so description is not updated here, if you see. Description is not updated because the type is not available here. Okay. So in order to update the type, what you should do, you should query the type from account first, then you need to use. So what you will do, ACC equal to select type from account where so what is the relationship between account and contact? Account is the parent of contact. Okay. So what you can do, you can first you need to query on account first, you need to query on account, or you can directly, you will directly do this. Contact C equal to account dot type from contact where ID equal to figure dot new 0 dot ID, but ID is not available here. Okay, because in before insert trigger dot when ID is not available. Okay, because ID is available only after insert. Okay, so this will not work. So even if you try to say, I think it can say trigger dot new. I knew I will use blind variable here. It can save, but it will not be successful because trigger.new is not trigger.new not available here. Okay. So what you need to do is you will query on what you will do. Account ID is available here, so you will get this account ID. Okay. So based on this account ID, you can query this account. So you can query this like this. Now, based on this ACC dot type, you can update description. Okay. Now this will correctly update the description. Okay, so let me check this. So let me delete this first. I will create a new account. This will update, but this is not a proper solution. I will show you why. Because if you don't know the difference, then there is no, I even if I show you bulkification, but if you don't know the old way, then you will not fully learn. So I will show you both the difference. So don't skip this video. Okay, you need to properly practice this concept. Concept. So now it will get updated. You see, description is updated this time. Okay. Now description is updated, but now this is not a bulkified trigger. Why? Because here we are just fetching this account only for the first contact, and same is for updating. So we are only updating first contact. Now let's say through the data loader, if you have worked with data loader, if you update using data loader, if you are inserting many contacts, let's say 100 contacts, or don't 100, let's say 5 contacts. So what will happen? Only the first contact will be updated with description, not all the contacts. Okay. So in order to update all the contacts, you need to write trigger for all contacts, not for just first contact. Okay. You need to write trigger considering to update all the affected triggers. Okay. So here I will write for all the inserted triggers. So let me comment this code. So just refer this code in case you just check how you will write the code. Okay. Then compare it with your code. Now I will show you how we can write a bulkified code. So what will happen? I will for bulkification, I will first get all the account IDs. Okay. I will iterate our trigger.new and get account IDs. As the second step, I will query on all the accounts and create a map of all the accounts. Okay. Now I have created map of all the accounts. So after creating map of all the accounts, now I will iterate our all inserted contacts. Okay. So let's see how will I do it. Now I will iterate our all the inserted contacts. Okay. And I will check if contact.id is not null, then only I will process. And in the map dot contain, if my contact ID contains in this map, then I will get the type value from this map, account map dot contact dot account ID. From here I am getting the account instance. Okay. And using account instance I am getting type. Okay. So I will compare like this and I will update contact this. Okay. So this is the bulkified way. Got it? And as a fourth step, you need to do a DML if needed, but here we are using before insert, so DML is not needed. After updating contact, it will be automatically inserted and updated. Okay, let me save it. And show you whether this is working or not. What do you think? Will it work? It will definitely work. Okay, you see the description has been updated. Now in this code, it will work for all the contacts. Okay, not for only one contact. Okay. So you have understood how to bulky file. So what I have done is I have used set for bulkification and map and iterate our. I used for loop. So using for loop, I iterated our all the inserted records. So for bulkification, we need to use set, list, map if necessary, and need to use the for loop. And for bulkification, what we need more is one another thing we need to do is we need to write query outside of the for loop. So you can query on account here as well, but that is not the proper way. So what I did, I queried before for loop. Okay. If you are a novice user, so you will query here. So if you don't see this example, you just try to write by yourself, and then see the difference. I think you will write in the for loop. Okay, but you don't need to write SQL in for loop. Otherwise, governor limit will hit, and you will get error. Okay. So I will show you an example why we should not write query inside for loop. Okay. So now I am giving you that wrong example. So instead of querying here, what I could do, I could query here account SSE. This I could do. Let me do it inside here. Select ID, type, from account where ID equal to ID equal to this con dot account ID. Okay. So if I do this, okay. So if you try to upload contact using data loader, you will get a governor limit issue. So this is just you need to practice it with data loader and see if you are getting a data loader, if you are getting governor limit. Okay, you need to test it. Try for more than 100. Try to insert more than 100 contacts. Okay, and write in comment if you are not seeing any error. So I will show you just one example. What will happen if I try to insert more than 100 contacts? For integer I equal to 1, I less than 120, and I plus, and here I will insert contact. So I will add bulky figure here because I want to show you the error from trigger, not from here. Contact list here. Contact list dot add new contact equal to contact plus I and account ID equal to account ID. Okay, I will take this account ID, and now I will insert contact you know, there is some error in nobody. The videos, notepad, plus. So notepad, plus. We will write a code and then execute in developer prompt. So we have written this. Now if we write and try to execute, we will see an error. You see? Exception. Too many SQL queries. So where we are getting this? In line number 23. Where is 23? This one. You see? Now because our SQL is inside for loop, so because of this line, we are getting error. Now, if we remove this and we simply update using map, so it will be successfully updated. Okay, so contact will be created and successfully updated, description will be successfully updated. So I will show you that as well. You see, it's successfully executed and you will see more than hundreds of contact with successfully updated description. I think now you have understood it. Okay. So there is a checklist that you need to take care of. No SQL inside, for loop, and no DML inside loops. It's not for loop, it's any loop. Okay, and no DML inside loops. You should use set and maps for bulk queries and updates, and you should use handle recursion or use static variables if needed, and you need to test with 200 records in one transaction at least. Okay, so we will practice test classes as well in upcoming session. So I think this is enough for today, and let's keep it short. So we will meet you in next session. Thank you. Bye.